There's something special about your first super shoe. The way it feels the first time you put it on, the way it makes you feel the first time you put it on, and what it does to you when you go toe-to-toe with other runners in big events. The Endorphin Pro 3 is something that I tried for the first time for the monumental half marathon in Indianapolis, Indiana, and then in the 2023 Boston Marathon. It's a feeling I'll never forget, and this is a very special shoe for me and for many other people. What's going on, guys? My name is Chris. I'm a YouTuber that loves running and running shoes, and today we are here to talk about the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3. The Saucony Endorphin Pro 3 is Saucony's high-end marathon racing shoe. There is now the Saucony Endorphin Elite, which is a notch above the Endorphin Pro 3, but the Endorphin Pro 3 has been around for longer. I would say it's tried and true and tested for a lot of people. It's still selling very well. There's still people picking it to be their first racing shoe, and that's what I did. So last fall, I was on my way back from Florida and stopped at Running Warehouse and just outside of Atlanta, Georgia, and tried on a few super shoes, knowing that I had the Boston Marathon on the horizon. And these are the shoes that I selected, and boy, am I happy that I picked these shoes. The first few races I took these out and wore half marathons. So I ran the 2022 monumental half marathon here in Indianapolis, Indiana. I also ran the Carmel, Indiana half marathon in these shoes. And then, of course, I ran the Boston Marathon in 2023 in the Endorphin Pro 3. As you'll see on my shoe, I've got some signatures on both shoes, and these are of the different members that were part of the charity team I ran with, and a few of the other people involved in charity at the Boston Marathon. So I kind of told myself after the race that I was never going to race in these again. They were too special to me. I have taken them out on some workouts for sure since then, but I think this shoe will always be very special to me because it's what I ran my first marathon in, and it's what I ran the Boston Marathon in. Getting a super shoe for the first time is a little intimidating because you're kind of questioning yourself, am I really capable of getting what this has been intended to be out of it? Am I the kind of runner that can benefit from a super shoe? But at the same time, when you get a super shoe on, it kind of does something to your psyche. You feel like you're fast, whether you are or not. It just feels better. But truthfully, when you put them on for the first time, you'll notice that it has an effect on your form and the way that you run. It does propel you forward a little bit differently than you might get in a daily trainer or just an easy set it and forget it kind of shoe. The Saucony Endorphin Pro 3 is a surprisingly comfortable super shoe, considering most super shoes they're all lightweight, but they have very minimalistic uppers. Some of them have almost no padding at all, whereas the heel of the Endorphin Pro 3, in my opinion, is one of the nicest out there in a marathon racing shoe. I just recently started testing out what I believe I'm running the Chicago Marathon in the Nike Vaporfly Next Percent 3, and I've already noticed that the upper it's just completely different. The minimalistic feel is much more prevalent in that shoe versus the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3. I'm not saying that I'm not going to run in that shoe, I'm just saying it is a different feel for sure. Let's go over some of the specs of the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3. So in a men's size 9, this comes in at 7.3 ounces, or 207 grams, a little bit on the higher end or the heavier end for a racing shoe. It has a heel stack of 39 millimeters and a forefoot stack of 31 millimeters with a heel drop of 8 millimeters. It is a very roomy upper, in my opinion. It's not too snug. The tie down is great. It is very breathable, especially with that form-fit mesh upper. Lightweight, very sharp, clean. It just feels really good and snug and secure on your foot. Let's talk about the midsole. So like I said, that's got the Power Run PB Ultralight Foam. It's very bouncy, very squishy, very energetic, very fun to run in. And it's not unstable underfoot. It feels very good. You don't feel like your heels kind of wobbling around or out from underneath you, at least in my opinion and in my ride. It felt great. The S-curve carbon fiber plate, which is sandwiched in there in between the Power Run PB foam, it's noticeable. It is a springy, poppy shoe, but it's not. I feel like the foam in the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3 is extra responsive compared to like, let's say you're comparing that to like the fuel cell foam and the New Balance SC Trainer Volume 1 or 2. That's a very squishy, marshmallowy foam. I don't feel like it bounces back quite as much as the Power Run PB foam, nor is it designed to do that. But because you have that responsiveness that is in the Power Run PB foam, it allows that carbon plate to feel even more exciting. The pop is very prevalent, and you'll feel it while you're running. It also has the speed roll technology built into the geometry of the shoe, making it feel like you are just rolling along and up on your toes a lot easier than if you were in a flatter shoe, for instance. And so even on a hilly course, this still feels like you're being, again, instigated into better racing form. You roll through a little easier. The carbon plate keeps you on your toes as much as possible. I am a heel striker. I have no qualms about saying that out loud, but it still finds a way to keep you at least off of your heel more so than you would normally find yourself running. Let's talk about the outsole. This has the XT900 rubber outsole, which provides traction and durability in many different surfaces. In Boston this year, it did mist and kind of rain throughout the course. These shoes did get wet. I did not find it to be slippery. It did not have any slipping problems. There were plenty of train tracks and things like that we ran over. I had no problem with traction at all. It was solid shoe for the duration of the race. So what's it like to run in the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3? It is a lot of fun. I do think it's understandable that some people become intimidated by super shoes and they kind of feel like they're just for the elites, you know, for the people that are easily hitting BQs at every other marathon they're racing. That's not me. I am what you would call a probably like a novice runner. I've been running for 3 years now, and I'm turning over 40 plus mile weeks. This week it's a 50-mile week, but this shoe is still for people like me and like you, the people that are watching. This shoe still offers some great benefits to really anybody that's going to wear it. Super comfortable shoe. So I will say that the first thing I noticed when I put it on is how stilted it feels when you're walking. There's a lot of foam there. It's only 39 millimeter height, but it feels like you're up off your feet quite a bit compared to other shoes. And I think that's because the Power Run PB foam is so squishy and responsive that it just has this like, it feels like you're walking on super dense foam. It does. But as soon as you start running, that's where the magic in the shoe happens. Because of the speed roll technology and the curved shape of the carbon plate, you find yourself just moving along, and it's very effortless sometimes in this shoe. It has the perfect geometry for someone like me. I have wide feet, so I wear this in an 8.5, and it just feels great. It's very roomy. And there's an efficiency in it that you can feel. So fully expected that probably by mile 16 or 18 in the marathon that I would be be in a lot of hurt and a lot of pain, and I wasn't. These shoes really kept me feeling pretty good for the whole race. Boston is infamously full of ups and downs. It's a very hilly race. There really are no flat parts in that race, and I feel like the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3 took care of me. What is this shoe best for? This shoe is best for the marathon. This was made for breaking records for sure, personal records, and it feels like that when you put the shoe on. It has that, okay, it's time to kick it up a notch. Let's get a little fast in this. Let's push ourselves, and let's reap the benefits of the technology in the shoe to try to push ourselves farther than we've ever gone before. It is for race day. Like I said, I've used it for some workouts. I've used it for threshold runs. I've used it for like ladder workouts where I'm progression runs where I'm getting faster and slower throughout the run. I've used it at the track a few times, but honestly, it's a shoe that, like I said, I've kind of reserved for race day, and then after Boston, especially, it's just kind of been more of like a close friend that I check in with every now and then. Another great thing about the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3 is that it is $225 for a premium racing shoe. That's still a lot of money. $225 is no joke. And that's about $25 cheap than I would say like the average super shoe. A lot of super shoes out there you're seeing at like $250. Like the Asics Metaspeed Sky Plus or the Nike Vaporfly. You're seeing a lot of the super shoes out there. I think the Adios Pro 3 is $250 as well. So for the price, it's I would recommend that over anything right now. So far, like I said, working on the Nike Vaporflies now. It's my first Nike racing shoe, so we'll see. The jury's still out, but I love the Endorphin Pro 3. Hey guys, also just want to say thanks to everyone who has subscribed so far. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Tall order, but I'm going to give it a shot anyways. Please subscribe to this channel. Leave a comment below, whether it's just a thumbs up or maybe what you really like about that shoe or any questions you have. I love getting comments like these videos so I can keep making more. It's only based off of the communication and the community that we build together that I'm going to be able to keep doing this. So thanks again, guys, for coming back to the channel and checking this video out. If you have any suggestions for shoes that you'd like me to review in the future, I'd love to see those as well. As always, stay hydrated, have fun out there on the trails. I'll catch you on the flip side.
What are you doing? Are you still running? Are you still